Dr. Nitin Joseph is associated with Doctors Without Borders, where he is providing training and technical support to doctors for NTB. Dr. Joseph has also worked in one of the remote area of Tawang district of Arunachal Pradesh for Karuna Trust, managing medical, surgical and obstetrical emergencies. He was also associated with HelpAge India and worked in the mobile medical unit in Tharali block of Chamoli, diagnosing and treating patients. Dr. Nitin Joseph was in charge medical officer of infirmary in the Indian Arctic Research Station from 2017 to 2018 as well. So if you could tell our viewers what has been your biggest achievement till date?
So, biggest achievement, I would say that I feel I've been to Antarctica, and so I feel that could be one of my biggest achievement. And I stayed there for more than a year. I could not even dream of being in Antarctica, and so going there and working there and enjoying the people and the wildlife there and the environment. And I feel I'm grateful that I was able to do that. No, I think they were involved in my parenting, but both my mother and father used to go out for work. So they used to be one at home. So she used to take care of us, but mom used to come for lunch and also help in feeding uh, and then mom and dad used to come in the evening. So they used to provide whatever needs we had.
One of your favorite childhood memories?
So, favorite childhood memory would be that my mom carrying me and uh, feeding me, like showing me different vehicles on the road and trying to feed me and taking me around. So, I would say that.
You did mention that your parents both were working and there was somebody who was there to take care of you, right?
Yes.
So at that point in time, did you feel you had a safe childhood?
Uh, so, I can say maybe. I'm not sure right now. So maybe you can say it was a safe childhood. Uh, but there were interactions with the maid. I was just only 4 or 5 years old, where she would I don't know. I just vaguely remember try to do sexual activities.
At any point in time make you feel safe in your childhood because you were left with a maid, so did they ask you, in terms of how have you spent your day, was she good to you, something like that?
Used to never ask about that thing, so I don't know whether I informed them or not. I still have very vague ideas about it.
Did you go and tell your mother, or did you approach your father? What did you do?
Nothing. I did not do anything. I feel. I maybe I did not understand what was going on with me. Uh,
Okay.
so I was maybe 4 years or 5 years old.
Okay.
So so yes, I did not have any sense of what's going on, and I just went with it. Yeah. Quality would be maybe everybody should get the same opportunity and same level of help so that they can do well in their life. It's for me, uh, it would be quite utopian to say that there's equality uh, in the world. Uh, at least I would feel ki there should be uh, the gap between the unequal should decrease at least than
Hmm.
becoming it more unequal, which is happening these days. Inequality could be quite subjective. So the thing that you might not get and somebody else might be getting it, can you might feel as unequal right now, but if you go to see, I have got a lot of things. I'm grateful for that. As compared to most of the people, I feel ki, they might be getting much less. So yeah, it is an unequal world. Initially, I used to think that it's quite not equal initially with regards to myself, but I feel now ki I am better off, but still there's a lot of inequality. Yeah. So I'm not sure I would rightly define it. Maybe entitlement would be uh, somebody getting something in their name, like
Okay.
some, yeah, some in case of maybe the land or the money from the parents. So that could be the entitlement from the parents to the child. I don't know
Okay.
whether it's, yeah. Working mother and father who helped me, and even if I was not studying, she used to make me study and teach, and they were quite supportive all my way. And whatever I in terms of education also I needed to do, so they were there. um, they were providing those support during my journey in becoming a doctor also. And so I appreciate very much for them being so caring and so helpful to me.
Culture of entitlement has caused problems around us in the society.
Surely it could have. Yes.
Okay.
It could be as much as 55 to 60% of the children, maybe one in two children. But that was what I heard was the statistics. But I would say that it could go as much to around 90 to 95%, I would say. Uh, Looking that what I'm seeing is I have heard stories of many people being sexually abused, and I feel this is happening in the society. Yeah, quite prevalent, and it is not being noticed. I had
Okay.
watched Satyameva Jayate, and in that the information was ki at least one in two children are either molested or sexually abused. Who is close to the family, maybe a relative, and yeah, there's more chances of them sexually abusing the child, as they have more connection to the child, and they know the child better.
Does child sexual abuse take place the most?
uh, I think at home, um, maybe in a relative's place, there are more chances that more people in the society could be abused. And I've heard stories of other people getting abused in their childhood, and it can have quite a psychological effect to them, which can follow them through the adulthood.
And when do you think does child sexual abuse take place?
So when the parents are not around, that is one of the thing. And maybe when there is maybe a festival, when lots of people are there, and maybe the child may be taken to a corner and sexually abused at that time. I mainly think it's the house, when the maybe in the house or in relatives house, when the parents are not available at that time. The charges more harsher would help. I would say ki the implementation is the important part. Maybe more
Right.
awareness is required within the population to know that what is the mechanism for the first of all acknowledging whether the child with them is sexually abused or not. And the other thing is, after acknowledging that, then reporting that case to the police or the necessary authorities, and then doing the needful activity. Because if it is not diagnosed properly, then however stringent you make the law, it's of no use to uh,
Okay.
the person who is like affected, the victim. It could be different things, just touching any personal body parts which the child is not comfortable of, and even if the child is comfortable, they should not touch the private parts for sure, and um, maybe removing clothes um, and doing so if you go further, maybe penetration. So all these activities come under child sexual abuse.
Okay. So I have certain behaviors listed with me, and I would like to know your understanding whether these behaviors would be considered as child sexual abuse. Okay.
Sure.
So the
Yes.
first behavior is, would you think touching the breast of a child while she is wearing clothes would be considered as child sexual abuse?
Yes.
The next question is, showing nude pictures to children, would that be considered as child sexual abuse?
Yes.
Okay. The third question is exhibitionism, which is showing your private parts, the adult's private parts to children. Would that be considered as child sexual abuse?
Yes.
Okay. We live in an age of digital technology, so we get a lot of lewd jokes which are sexist in nature. Showing that across to your child, do you think that would be considered as child sexual abuse?
It could be. It's quite a gray area. Yeah, it could be. I'm not sure whom to contact. Maybe I will search on the net. Maybe any NGO who is working on it. Uh, I am not sure whether I will go to the police because the chances of uh, them, I don't know. The process, I don't know how long it will take. The other thing is, I had experience in while I was working in the Himalayas, where one of the girls was sexually abused, and I was disturbed. Um, and I wanted to inform that to like some higher authority, but the so the other thing is, what I was told is, if the child is she does not agree that she was sexually abused, which I know she was sexually abused. If she does not agree, then I might I might go into soup, because I may be trying to help her, but in the end, if she may be um, yeah, cajoled, or maybe she may be told to not give this information to others that she is sexually abused, or he, then I might so maybe a defamation, or maybe a opposite case may come on me, saying that I'm providing false information. So
Would you have gone and talked to the abuser in this case?
uh, if it was in my own family, I would have surely gone to the abuser and talked to the abuser. But in that case, if I had gone and talked to the abuser, because I was just a doctor working there in the hills, and even though the people know me, and so I'm not sure whether they would support me, and maybe have blame me for the thing is, that person was a local, and I am not sure whether um, I would not get a blame as such, but um, maybe I could be physically harmed, or because that person was of uh, different. Uh, he had good connection, and I did not have any proof, no evidence. So
Right.
without evidence, how could I even do that? So I would surely do it in case of any of my in the family, if something happens like that.
Okay. To the child at that point in time to get more information would have helped.
Uh, that's a very difficult question. So um, I don't know how it will help. It will help to know what does that person is doing to the child. But um I'm not sure how, and hopefully, it should not traumatize the child further by making that child recall those incidents. If it was, if the child had felt really uncomfortable during that process. So I would say instead of that, maybe get basic information from the child, and then maybe confront the person. Uh, yeah, when you can directly go and meet that person and discuss with that person what he's doing. Some, and I think very few. Um, but most, I don't think they would recover. Uh, Even if they recovered, I feel there is a in the subconscious mind, they will have some part of it which will be playing on them, and may cause future psychiatric illness like depression or other mental disorders. I think in his case, if the sister did not inform the parents, then the Chachu would be abusing him for a long time, and uh, I feel the longer the sexual abuse, it will have a much longer lasting effect on the child's um, mental um, issues, maybe you can say. I think she can approach both the parents, and especially where feels comfortable that she is able to go and share to that parent, because even in parents, children are more comfortable sharing their views to, maybe more comfortable in specific to one parent. So she could have gone to that parent.
Do you think the parents would have confronted Chachu?
uh, so it's quite hypothetical, so I'm not sure whether in reality, what I would say, I would not think that they would have confronted Chachu. They would have just say, maybe it is just coincidental, and may let the issue go by. I think like that. Yeah, not at all. I hope they do, but I don't think they will do.
This episode of child sexual abuse would have been discussed openly in the nuclear family.
Uh, yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. The family would have tried to find out if any other child has undergone a similar experience.
I don't think so. Surely, why not?
If they were aware.
Yes, they should be aware of that.
Okay.
Put an message in that e-box, so that the POSCO, right? The team can come to know POC,
It's POXO.
POXO. The POXO team can come to know about it and do the needful.
Right.
Uh, I would say that I would like to thank Sakshi for giving me this opportunity, and informing me about this the options that we have in informing about child sexual abuse. It's a good initiative, and I would say that we should start using that opportunity to um help not only us but also the child who is being sexually abused, which I feel is very important, because in the long run, that same child will have difficulties in the future. So better to start as soon as possible, so that that uh, child is not uh, getting further abused by that person. I am a Lakshin.
Thank you so much.
So thank you for giving me this opportunity, and you guys are doing a great job. So I will try to spread the word, and let's see, try to make this world a better place to live.